Yeah, hi, it's the 29th of September 2018 at 7:45 p.m. As you all know, I've always held out for relationships between men and women. I'm I'm not quite as committed to mgtow forever as most of you guys are. I'd like to think that we can find a way forward. I think men and women together naturally. I think that's been that way for thousands of years, and I still support that idea moving forward. I don't. That doesn't mean to say for a moment that I think it would work in its current format for mgtow and women. It just isn't the case. But I've noticed a couple of little trends in my own life that give me hope. They actually give me a little joy, a little happiness in an odd sort of way. And one of them I'll discuss tonight. Uh, and it centres around a friend I've had for a long time. She's a Romanian. I've spoken about her on the channel before, Bumba. And I'll get to talking about her in a moment. I'll just go back and talk about something that happened with my wife when I first met her and married her. And in some ways, it's probably similar to what I was experiencing myself. But my wife was from her father was Greek, her mother was Maltese, so she was basically from a southern European background. Okay, and the Maltese are very cliquey, and a very large extended family. And she knew, she had all of her family around her. But she always said she didn't want to be like her aunties, who bossed and bullied their husbands around to make them the man they were today. She just didn't want to do that. Okay. And she'd tell me that, and I'd think, yeah, fair enough, that makes sense, yeah, I don't really want to be bashed and bullied and, dressed up to go off to work and do it. So, no, she was going to let the man have free rein. Which, that makes sense, doesn't it? Sounds good. At the same time, I haven't discussed this before, but I didn't want to be like my own father. I wanted to be more open and amenable. I didn't want to be as, like what I've become. Sort of more understanding, more accepting, not quite so frightening and that sort of thing. So we had two people who met and married, and both of them were trying not to be something. Now, as it turns out, I don't know what I became to my wife, but my wife to me, I'd have to say, I'd probably prefer to live with her aunties, even if they were bossing me, bullying me around. Because what has happened is she's gone out to be a nothing. To be a negative person, that not negative and down, but someone she doesn't want to be. She's aimed for something she doesn't want to be, and probably became just a total monster in the process. I don't know. It's just looking back on it. It hasn't worked out well at all. And I'd say for men who, try to be more relaxed, remember the 60s, we're all a bit cool, let our hair grow a little bit more relaxed, not sort of, short back and sides and, join the army some, learn to kill people. Yeah, so, we're more sort of cool, I guess, is the way to put it. I don't think either one have worked at all, on reflection. But getting back to my story about Karina Bumba. Yeah, I met her 10 or 12 years ago on a site when I first tried chat sites. And she wasn't popular with anybody, actually. The women particularly didn't like her. But the guys didn't like her much. But she and I got on very well and have been very firm friends for a long time. I don't know why they didn't like her. I found her all right. I guess, just how she came across, I suppose. But that was just how it was. And in that 10 or 12 years, we've had two arguments. In the same 10 or 12 years, I had probably 20,000 arguments with my wife. But with Bumba, I've had two, and I remember them both, and she would too. The first one, I was a few years back, 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. I was getting really busy with something. I was just saying to get a full head of steam up. I was working on a web page or something and going helter-skelter. And she wanted to, talk about gypsies. and basically take issue with the fact that, I had spoken, well of gypsies. My godfather. And just put it was like being on a push bike, going flat hammer, and she just shoved a hammer or something in the spokes, and I've gone spewing all over the wall. I was angry. I said, what are you talking about, gypsies? What did I say about gypsies? And she was on about, they're dangerous. Oh, my godfather. Out of the blue. And so it just ruined everything, and I just went splattering for hell. She had a bee in a bonnet about something, something was up a bum, but anyway. In the end, I gave her a mental spank on the arse, and that was it. It was done. All right. Jeez, I was angry. You're talking about bloody gypsies. I ain't giving stuff about gypsies. Yeah, so that was it, and it was just it. But that was the first argument we'd had in 10 years, so I laughed it off basically. But it was just, that was what you'd call a silly, stupid argument, and I probably had 20,000 of those with my wife, and none of them she'd remember. My wife, that is. In fact, if you went up and told her that she'd had an argument about that, I'd say she'd deny it. She'd say, no, I'd never be that silly. Yeah, and it was just every other day. It was the same thing. It was just total. I don't know. It was just like boom, talking about gypsies every day. Sometimes twice, 2 arguments a day when we got up to it. But the other argument. So, but to put the gypsy argument in place, it was a waste of time. Okay, achieved nothing. Typical sort of waste of time argument. Yep, buggered me up. I fell off my bike. So what? Yep, okay, so I got up. Dusted myself off. I don't hold it against her. I don't care less. Okay, I mean, it was just that happened. That happens. That's what I would expect from time to time. You have a stupid, dead shit argument like that about nothing. Once in 10 years, I'm not about to complain about it. And the other argument involves this channel. And Boomba has her own channel. She did animations, but it didn't take, or she just couldn't wait any longer. And plus she was offered a job to go back to work. But her work is very good. It's aimed at children, just to teach them colours. But her technical work is very good. But the channel didn't work too much. But that's beside the point. But a little while ago, I was talking on the channel, and I was just talking about conversation and how we have conversation with people, and how do you generate it and that sort of thing. So I got to thinking, because I like Boom, she's always been very supportive, not argumentative, not trying to run me around or anything else like that. And she's just really good. So, and for a year or two there, just recently, we spoke every day. She was at home and I was at home. And I thought, how can we maintain, how can we sort of build our relationship a little bit, make it a bit more interesting, a bit more, So I thought, I just sort of jokingly said, you could be my manager, for the channel, for the mgtow channel. I could invite you in, you could have a look at my metrics and, something to talk about. There's always something to happening, or something that you could, just have a look at, and, this is going and that going. It's something to chat about. It's sort of like, like she just watches the metrics. She knows about YouTube, and she has her own channel. So you can just watch mine, like hers is sort of frozen. It's it's stuck. But mine is sort of dynamic, and she can say, you could do this or do that. So I tried to send her, the link and that sort of thing, and she can't get in for some reason. So, but she got in on another thing. I don't know what it's called, but she can. It gives her some information. It's not information I see, it's just different information. But I don't think, that was just really the point of it. I wasn't being all that serious about her being my manager. Although I did explain, it's something I wanted my wife to do, was to manage me. But my wife had this obstruction, this thing, because she didn't want to tell me what to do. She wanted to be this, whatever. Now, I'll point out that both women came from Southern European backgrounds. Boomba is Romanian and my wife was mainly Maltese. So they had similar sort of backgrounds. And in a way, sort of thing. And I got to wondering whether what my wife saw in her aunties and whatever was actually not what was happening at all. It was something else. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, so anyway, a little while back, I just occasionally with these, particularly mgtow channels, you crash and burn. And I just don't want to do this anymore. But, when PayPal suspend you, or we just don't want you on our site anymore, you think, I just got a strike on the channel, going back 100 videos. Why? So it's like someone's out to get you. It feels like I'm being unpersoned or deplatformed. I just don't want it. It's enough. My children don't talk to me. Social services basically help that happen. It's just enough. I don't want any more of it. It's not going to achieve anything. And I was just thinking, I just want to wind the channel down. I just want to go and do something else that's maybe caters for kids or something. Just be a bit normal. It's too controversial here. Yeah. So anyway, I told this to Boomba, expecting, what would you expect? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Holy son of a gun. Oh, I think I was at 900 subs. You've got 100 subs. What are you doing? You're mad. You're crazy. No, keep going. Keep going. Gee, thanks for the compassion, Boom. Thanks for that empathy. Starting to think you're a bit of a narc here. And I pointed out, look, you won't even go on cam, because you're worried about all sorts of things. And here I am up in front of the whole world, in this sort of climate. Yeah, and you're, and it was like the Europeans do, that off. And oh my God, flared. And so anyway, I hemmed and hawed and I thought, okay, I'll do a few more vids. I'm only doing it for Boom. Why? Because she wants to see what happens when I get to 1,000. She wants to know whether YouTube will invite me in, into to become a partner. I'm saying, Boom, well, I will with a strike on me, but yeah, even if I did, so what? What have we? And it's just there's a wall there, and like I explained to her, I said, look, really, the channel has achieved a great objective for me. I told her before I started, I said, I'm scared to the business, any of my business, maybe because I kept coming up with new business ideas. Maybe I wasn't, I was saying I wasn't game to sort of press forward with it because I was fearful of failure. And so the mgtow channel was my way to overcome that fear of failure. Yeah, okay, I've got some subscribers. Yep, looks like I'm in my 60s. It still means I can I'm still can generate something. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. And so for me, that if you can get my drift, it solved that problem. That was an objective. Not that I set out with it. I don't know why I did it. But yeah, it was in my mind. I definitely remember saying to her, yeah, I'm scared. Yeah, maybe because she couldn't understand why I kept on coming up with new business ideas. I said, well, it's probably because I'm fearful of failure. But the channel has got me over that. It's really got me busy, actually. I have, I keep, it's not monetarily successful, but it's growing, and slowly, and I've even finding new backdrops for it, and setting it up in a different way, and it's like a little business that I'm it's actually surprisingly for one video a day it takes up most of my day. I'm exhausted, perpetually exhausted, because I've got comments to answer it as well. I've got all of that. So, but in a sense, it's a little business. Okay. And anyway, I said, oh, okay. Said to her, a couple of days ago, I wrote on Skype and I said, oh, look, maybe let's see if we can get to the 1,000. That's not my target; it's your target. But I'll do it for you. We'll just keep going and see if we've got got a few more subscribers to get. See what happens. Yeah, see what happens when we get. I'll do that for you. Okay. I got a message from her on Skype this morning. I'll read it to you. It says, "Well, you name me your effing manager. Remember? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Of course we will focus on my target. I'm the manager here." I looked at it. I went, wow. And I looked for any LOLs or ha 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 or anything else like that. I couldn't see any. It was just, that's it. I read out what she said. So I immediately typed in LOL. I thought someone better put in an LOL. And now, I mean, I don't know. You can look at that any which way you like. But I looked at it, surprisingly. You can easily think, oh my God, she's a bit rough, isn't she? Or, a bit pushy. This is exactly the thing you're all saying you don't like. But I didn't look at it that way. I, in fact, wish my wife had spoken like that. Believe it or not. Because it shows in a sense that she cares. I mean, okay, yeah, admittedly, she wants to know what happens when I get to 1,000. But she's sharing that with me. She's sharing something with me. I don't know, I can't explain it. But it's sort of what I believe in with what mgtow should be doing. Put your foot down, go get what you want, do what you want, set it out, bang. Be firm, be hard. Now, does that mean to say you want women to be, falling over backwards for you? No, you probably want the same thing. You probably want a hard woman, someone that's going to come back hard, firm but fair. And the thing about the argument, this has been an argument of a kind, it hasn't been an argument like the gypsy argument, but this is an argument that's actually beneficial. It's actually helping. And I'll explain why. At first, I thought, I've set a goal or objective, that I will achieve that. In a business, sort of, I've got my confidence up. As I'll let the channel go now. It's done its thing. I don't want any more damage from social justice warriors, doing damage to my credibility or whatever. That all made sense to me. Okay, and I told the whole channel, no, I don't want any more of this. It's awful. It's an awful feeling. But what Boom has actually done is, and this happens in business, people like me are good at starting a business. Yeah, we can get it up, we can, we come up with the idea, we get it off the ground, and some of us can keep going with it, and others, and I suspect I'm one of them, lose interest in it. Lose interest or lose momentum or whatever. And maybe, just maybe, Boomba is in there, right, she takes over from this point. No, do this, get the 1,000. And this is the way I'm starting to think. I think, no, it's a really good business relationship. I mean, we're friends. But yeah, it's sort of like now she takes over. It's like I'm handing it to her as a manager, So now she goes, yep, okay. She said it. And I was sort of joking. But she said, yeah, well, you name me your effing manager, remember? And I'm thinking, why not? So long as I don't get, unpersoned in the world, and I just have to be more careful with what I say and what have you. But, and in the process, as time goes along, I'm becoming harder. More resolute, firmer, this. I'm no more Mr. Soft Guy anymore. No, I'm hard. But so is she. She's hard. No, she wants to achieve that. And I think that's the way it should be. Yeah. That's really, it would make much more sense than I was growing up, or going from 20s to 60. And certainly much more sense than my wife did, going from 20 to 60. Because look at us. It's just a mess, and there's a mess everywhere. But here's an example of where two people can actually work together. And I told her, I said, look, you don't have to spend any time. Boom, works. Go and have a look at her work. Work. We're a little fuzzy is the site. The work is very good. bit boring if you ask me, but I'm not going to say that. But it's very good. Technically, it's very good. But and I'll tell you, something in another video. But what I sort of learnt from that and how I've adapted and come up with another business based on what she was doing. But when I look at it, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not about to complain about Bumba. That's for sure. I'm not going to throw under. She's a woman. And yeah, I don't know, you could probably look at it and say, oh yeah, she's, she wants this or wants that. Yeah, she could do, but there's benefit in it for me. Yeah, because, she sat there, she stood her ground and she said, no, more or less stuff you. No, keep going to 1,000. And she's sort of taken over control of it, if you like. And that doesn't bother me because I want to be free to go and think about something else. But she'll hopefully, maybe, she'll get to say, right, do this, do that, do something else. I will just watch it grow. And I don't think I'll lose out from it because I'll still learn stuff from this channel. Besides that, I enjoy it. It's sort of it's a social thing as well. So it's sort of, it's helping build confidence. It's also helping me understand YouTube. But it's a social outlet. I chat to everybody. But that's what I'm seeing. And now, a Western woman is not going to think that way. No, they're going to run their own race. They're going to do their own thing, and it's getting worse. All right, so they're really getting to the point where they just don't need us at all, don't want us, not interested in us. And I get the feeling that we're supposed to be kowtowing to them and being interested in them. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, if that's what they want, I don't. But I didn't, I was only suggesting to Boomba, to just something to talk about. It's just because she's gone back to work, I'm still doing this, we've gone our separate ways. I thought, well, you can just stick your nose in a little occasionally, we had something to chat about, something to keep a little bond there. And it's working particularly well. And I think it'll work even better because she's not, working in it 24/7. No, she just has a look at it. Because, look at that, four lines, Yep, I just keep going there, bang, and that's all I really need. And someone, okay. It's no longer my decision, it's hers. Okay, which is nice, believe it or not. I mean, I could just override it and just let it, but let it collapse and forget about it. But I thought, no, that's me. I start stuff, but then I need somebody to keep it going. Oh, yeah. So it's just developing a theme, isn't it? Developing a... Yeah, so... I'm telling you the story because we look, all women are hopeless, all male-female situations are dreadful, and there's never any happiness or resolution. Yeah, this actually gave me some joy. It actually gave me a laugh when I read it. And certainly different to the relationship I had with AB. Boom's, much. I suppose you could say it's for her own interest. I've got a problem with that because it's also helping me, and I think that's probably the best way to if you get this mutual aid, mutual benefit that I spoke about before, it's very powerful. You get a lot out of it. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. It's just an example of what can happen. I've got another example which I may or may not tell you. I don't know. It's different. It's a bit naughty. Okay, I shall talk to you later. Bye.